but I don't know what these things are. That's some. Are those babies or are they white fox?
I don't know.
Those must be their babies.
I guess so.
They look like a coyote.
I'm curious what this camera's picking up. I don't have anything going in here, do I? No, I don't. All right. Get going here. Hopefully the audio's working. Let me just check my audio, just make sure, because I'm stupid about that because I struck the audio. Making sure. Looks like I rolled a little bit silly on here. All right. Hold on. All right. See.
He's a 14er. Come on, guys. No.
They're like, we're out of here, man.
Julie?
What?
The one with the real long horns.
These two.
Straight out.
I don't know. Those? Or these?
No, straight ahead.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Here.
You know what that is, Michael? That's what I was trying to
I do
describe
not.
to you.
I do not.
Here.
It looks like some kind of oxen, but I'm not too sure.
Here. Here, baby. No, don't worry about that. You want to come get it? You.
All right. Shit. Slight problems. All right, whatever. The damn thing wasn't liking. The thing wasn't liking. It's at home and it wasn't liking 1080p. So I'm like, whatever. You know, like I don't want to mess with you. It's like if you don't want Oh, mess with 1080p. Fine. I can accommodate that. Just turn into hell now. Whatever. Alright, I got side queued. As always happens. Had some crap happens when I get side queued, and I don't know what the hell I was doing. Alright. I know what I was going to do. We got a couple things we need to finish. Actually. That's the first one. We need to do a couple things here. I need to put a couple servos in. And I need to... The linkage is already hooked up. I need to get some servos in. We need to get the motor mounted, which I have on the pod already. That would be a major install. Might not do that tonight. I don't know. We'll do a test fit. And then we can get the servos in the wing. So we have the wing done as well. We'll get all that done tonight, I think. I think we can get it done. Possibly. We'll see. Fold this up. I love this thing. I need to hang it on the wall or something. It's like I need to revamp this whole area. Yeah. Anyway, we'll put some servos in tonight, and maybe we can get something going. In fact, I got a couple of new. I have a couple of new receivers. I am using the Skyfly for now. Skyfly. I have a Spectrum, but for now, all this, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into all the nonsense and why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right. Let's see. Servos. I need some servos. We need to put some servos. I think we just go ahead and get the servos in on these control surfaces tonight. You know what? I got one in here I can grab. Alright. Throwing a couple servos tonight. This song sucks. Please, Elton John, give me something good. I don't want that either. I don't want that either. What the hell's going on with my playlist is going nutty on me. Oh, fine. I've been on a Samsung so long that I don't remember how to operate the iPhone sometimes. It's kind of silly. I have to press the home button. Boom. All right. Let me deal with that. Servos. There's one. Rudder and elevator tonight, right? Rudder and elevator tonight. Rudder and elevator. So we need another servo. And we need 2 packages of horns. Grab those. And I don't think we need any extension cables at this point. So, what we do need, and what did I do with it? Okay. So we're going to mount these. So I'll bring this up here a little bit more. All right. So we've got a couple places inside the body right here. One for the rudder and the other side for the elevator. And then we just, the way I'm going to do it is we're going to put some shrink wrap around, let's do black. We'll put some shrink, we don't even need, like, I probably think I can do, yeah. Shrink around the servos, and then we'll glue them in, right? So, And then on the horns, let's put these to the side for a second. Let's get these suckers out here. And we need a ruler. We'll change this blade out. Change that blade over. All right, let's slice this thing in half. This is tough stuff. All right, so now let me grab my handy dandy heat gun, which is on me. Grab the handy dandy heat gun, and we'll shrink wrap servos, and we'll get them mounted up. And we'll get them mounted up. Before we do that, we need to mount the horns and get the horns set up and make sure everything is, well, not too much worried about how centered they are at this point in time. We'll just leave the horns kind of soft. We could actually get the circle. We could, you know what we could do? Might as well is put the receiver in and make sure everything is straightened out right before we put it in there. So we can do that too. But for right now, let's go ahead and get the shrink wrap put on. Shrink wrap on these. So if we ever have to remove them. Is this the right size? I hope it is. Have I got the right size shrink wrap? Probably not. A couple different sizes in that box. Did I grab the right size? No, I did not. Let me grab the other one. Can I fit this one on here? We'll see. Probably not. Nope. All right. Let's grab the other one. I'm gonna cut another one. Make sure that one will fit on there before we put it on there. Pretty sure that one will. All right, let's cut that one in half. Gotta fly away. All right, cut that one in half. And let's do this one. All right, so Butterfingers tonight. That in there. Let it down. That'll be number one. I got two of them. So, and I like where, probably could have cut a little thinner. That's fine. Actually, let's take a little bit more off of it. I could have cut this in 2/3 actually, if I thought about it. 2/3. So, let's cut off another pinch. Save that. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Make it about the same size, which is about what? A little over 1/2 inch. Probably could have done a 1/2 inch and called it safe. Move it over here. There you go. I should probably just use these two right here and save these. So we'll just move those over here, and we'll take that out of the way. That one. And thread these on, then we'll heat shrink these and glue them on. Right, so there's that. There we go. All right, and this one. Trying to get ready to go flying. I have one ready to go. I'm just waiting. The only stuff that I'm waiting for the black one and yellow, black and yellow, so the yellow and black. I'm playing fishing yellow and black, but the only thing I'm waiting is for the wing bolts. I was going to print my own wing bolts. I don't want to talk about that right now. Just that was a major malfunction, but I had to wait for 3mm, which is 0.271 on external threads, and I don't want to talk about all that. Internal threads, I tried to print my own, it just didn't work out. I'll go back to that again when I have the patience to that and actually do the modeling and create my own bolts. But anyway, I had to order, the original build called for M3s, and they were supposed to be 20mm. I don't know what happened here, but the distance between the wing is almost 10mm, and I don't have enough. Anyway, long story short, 20mm on the original build that it showed on the video will not work. So I ordered some 30s and 35s. I actually ordered 40s as well, just in case, because I have a lot of distance in here that I don't care if the bolt comes down across the wing. Can you just get me to the M3 nut? There's an M3 nut that is sandwiched in between these two things, and you got to get at least enough distance to get into the M3 nut to get a cinch. So let's do some, let's dry some hair. Whoop, whoop. Right. And we'll do a little cinch up on this. Man, I'm really hoping I can go. I'm trying to go fishing tomorrow. I've got a place that I want to go. I just, yeah. Get my ass up and go tomorrow. There we are. I don't want to melt the plastic. We really just need a band around it because we're going to glue it to the side of the fuselage anyway. So, and the reason why we're doing this, if we ever have to cut it off, if it crashes, we already know it's going to crash. I take that back. It's not going to crash. It's going to survive forever. But just in case it does crash and we have a problem, that we can just cut this off. All right. So we'll super glue that to the fuselage, and if we ever have a problem, we can just pull it off of there and have a brand new servo. Right. That's good enough. Check this one more time. Alright. That should be good enough. Alright, so we got that one and that one. We need to work on the horns for a second. So we'll do on the horns. And did I pilfer that horn? No. So we'll take the short horn out of here and the other pack. And to do that, just a minute. What did I do with the screwdriver set? Already lost tools. Whoop, whoop. Oh, there you go. Gotta bring this sucker out. Trying to get rid of this. It's in the way. Now let's get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. So put this back in there. That and get rid of the motor for now. Cool, cool. I am watching chat, by the way. All right, so we need some parts here. We need 2 small horns and let's see. We'll take this one, take that one, and we'll take those 2 screws right there, and all this other stuff, we can put it back in the bag. I'm sure we'll use it at some point, right? I do love the screwdriver. Freaking screwdriver is awesome. It's probably one of the best screwdrivers I've ever had. Not only screwdriver, just everything else as well. So grab these up and back in there. Throw the trash. All right, horns. I'm not going to put them on yet, but what we do need to do is find them. I find where I put them. what we need to do is put the control, the adjustable control linkages on them. Where are you at? What did I do with them? Got so much crap that I don't even know what I do with it. All right, I gotta put the, oh, you know what? I know where they are. Right here. For that, take the Phillips off. Okay. So with the horns, so one horn, one screw. And then we need one nut and one, one set screw and one backup nut per horn stuff, right? All right. This is why I love the screwdriver. Makes so much things much easier. Okay, and these things are brass, so that's not going to work. So we'll just pour them out. You got to go back in there. I was hoping to get this finished. I know would be much faster just watch it on a YouTube video where you can just see the whole build. Well, you know what? I've been going through these builds, and if you scroll through it, you don't get to see all the little details that people do. Because you can watch a guy do a time lapse on all this thing, and you miss almost all these details. It's like, well, how do I do all this stuff? And they don't show that. So this is a little slice of how you do that. I know it's boring. It's boring to me. Not really boring to me, but can you get out back? All right. So we got a horn, screw, and we're good, right? Now, in order to get that brass on there, we're gonna have to drill out. I drilled the second one out, so we're gonna drill out the second one on both of them. Drill that out. Easiest way to do this is to run the set screw in the top of it. So we'll run the set screw in the top of it, because if we do that, we can hold it. Okay, and then you just run, make sure you get the right side. This is the larger side, is the side that goes onto the servo. So we'll just run this in here and tighten it down with the set screw. Put a little bit of Super CA on the back side of it. And Mr. Charles Morgan, if you're watching, we are going to get some drones going. I'm trying to get airplanes going at this point in time, because that's 4 times more electronic and all the stuff, man. Just patience. Let's see. Can I do this with 2 hands? Probably not. Whoop, whoop. Tell you what we're gonna do. Where are our? All right, to get that on there, make sure it's pointed the right way. So you want it pointed, the arm's either going to point like this or like that. So you want to make sure because we're going to set this. So you want to make sure it's down 90 degrees down the perpendicular, which it is. And we'll tighten it down. And put a little CA on it so it doesn't slip. Make sure it's tight. A little CA on it. Always, gentlemen, always clean your tips or tip. If you're lucky enough to have multiple tips, that's great. Always clean your tip. A little CA on this sucker. So it doesn't slip. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we'll put the set screw in there. So it's easier to screw in. The bottom's out. screw it into the arm. Get the threads going. Make sure you're going the right way. Get it straight. Nylon. Just go through it, man. Be rough with it. All right. Let's go in. Grab the nut. That on there. All the way down to the bottom. Same thing, right? So we'll set it the same way, 90 degrees. I'm gonna back the set screw off so I don't strip it. And make sure I need to adjust it a little bit. So we need to go a little bit sideways. So we'll turn it. Turn it, and then we'll give it a tighty the right way. All right, and get a little CA. Pull off. Go all the way around. I don't want to go all the way around with it. Let's just move the whole collet around and then put some CA on it. Just make sure I don't want to grab this brass too hard because it'll squish. So let's do that. A little CA on the bottom side. Hold the nut and the retainer. Clean your tip off. All right. We'll hit them with a little activator so they'll dry real quick. Next, let's go ahead and mount the servos. They'll pretty much just glue in. I'm going to mount them right on, actually on the floor of the plane, but glued to that little side tab. All right, we'll do the first one here. Actually, we'll try to mount them where they're actually in line as it shows like there, which is slightly at an angle. Little CA. Get in there on it, make sure it's slightly, come up a little bit. Have a little activator. A little bit. And arms on there. Turn the sucker around. Do the other side. Same deal. I'm trying to make things symmetrical as I can so I don't have weight balance problems. So I'll try to look at the other one, make sure I'm getting somewhat symmetrical best I can. Hit that with a little bit of zap. Boom. All right. What's left to do? Well, pretty much put the horns on there. Let's get rid of this. Clean up a little bit. All right. Swap our tips. Always make sure your tip is clean and make sure you swap it when you need to. We're pretty much good to go. So at this point in time, let's go ahead and do this. We need to get a receiver hooked up. Let's go ahead and break out the receiver that we're going to use in this one. And let's see, Fly Sky. It's a brand new Fly Sky SR8. Take that one out. Get out of the package. And I think if we look, ouch, hurt me. You know, if you're making models and you're not drawing blood, then you ain't doing it right? So, if you're not gluing your fingers together and not drawing blood, I don't know what you're doing. So, same as our other model over there, ordered the same receiver, so I don't know how to hook it up. And Fly Sky 8. Come out! You're gonna come out? You don't wanna come out. Get your ass out of there. I'm gonna pull you by the antenna. I'm gonna pull you by the antenna if you don't want to come out. Great. Alright, cool. Alright, don't need that right now. Fly Sky 8. Alright, so what's left to do? Tell you what we're going to do. Just to make sure that we can get things working correctly, we're going to go ahead and make up a... Let's go ahead and mock up our flight board. Let's see. Because I have not tested this motor and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and mock up this flight board. Get this out of the way real quick. To do that, we need this. We need a board to do that with. So we're going to mount that. We're going to need a prop. They say you shouldn't do it without a prop, but I'm like, F it, I'm going to do it with a prop. So we need a prop. We need retainer for the prop, which is going to be on here. And we need, what else we need? We're going to go to the other kit. Hold up. Alright, so we got that. And we need an ESC. We'll need that. And what happened to the other prop retainer stuff? I do not see what happened to the other prop retainer nut and hardware. Is it over here? Did we not get another? Well, we may be doing this without a prop retainer. If that's the case, what the hell happened to the other prop retainer in this kit? Really? Did I not get that with this other kit? Or did I lose it? Which is quite a bit of possibility. It's probably over here someplace. I got a whole bunch of crap going on here. We don't really need that for this test. In fact, I don't even necessarily need it for this. So, yeah, I don't need that till I put the prop on. We'll find it. So, for now, I'm going to borrow a couple screws out of here. That one. And is there another one in there? I'll borrow that one too. Alright. I can put the prop on there. Since we can't find the prop retainer. Oh, well, I'm saying the prop retainer's already on there. You dumb motherfucker. So let's go ahead and go ahead and get this mounted down. And the way I do this, let's test everything first, right? So, by the way, yeah. Get the prop mounted down onto the desk. Now get the prop mount down. We'll screw it down. We're just going to test everything before we put it into the mount and make sure everything works, because I hate to build models and you put it all together and it's dead on arrival. It sucks. So let's put this one in here. And then we can mount our prop and make sure that we've got the thrust that we need. And all those goodies, right? Cool. Okay. And I will put, just for shits and giggles on it, because we're going to mount it anyway, is I like to put the spinner on, right? So we'll put the spinner on as well. So, scoot up here, and I just drop the spinner down. Spinner cone, the spinner thing. Let's see, we'll just hook this up because it's not going to really matter. We might have to change it around. Let's see here. I guess a lot of people don't know. These are actually 3-phase motors, which I find really interesting. 3-phase motors are really interesting because you can reverse the direction with any 2 pair, right? So we'll find that this is wired backwards. Don't get me started on 3-phase stuff, but 3-phase stuff is pretty one of the most interesting types of electronics there. I'm just going to move this out of the way. That there is out there. I love working with 3-phase stuff. Put this up here. Prop out of the way. The retainer over here. So we'll put this receiver back here in the back. Let's go ahead and get the prop on there. It's got to go this way. Are you done, Mike? Let's put that on there. This. And what we got to do is find the right size for the shaft, right? So we got to measure all these. I forgot which one it is. I think it's this one. That one. It's that one right there. So let's cut that one out. Let's cut that one out. Stick it on the back of the prop so we have the right size on the prop. Okay, and make sure the numbers are going forward. Slide that on there, and then the prop on there. And where's my bent ass Allen wrench that I was doing this with? Where you at? There you are. I see you. There you are. All right. Get you tighten up now. Let's back it off and get the right. All right. Make sure that sucker's tight. Otherwise, not going to be pretty. Cool. Let's back this out of the way. Don't need that right now. Okay, so anything left? Well, let's make sure that this thing, we need to bind this one. We have never bound this one before, so let's go ahead and get that going. And then we're going to need 2 more. We can bring this up here. Let's bring this up here. And we can plug that in. Which, let me guess. Remember correctly, Flash Guy throttle is on 3. Forget. Let me think. Rudder on 1. Am I correct about that? And by the way, white wire always up, or yellow wire, whichever one, right? So I'm gonna take a guess if I remember how to do this correctly. I know throttle's on 3. I'm gonna guess that rudder is on 1, if I remember correctly, doing the other one. And then elevator will be on 2. And then ailerons will be on 3 unless you change everything. Just out of default, right? So, all right. Let's see here. We need a battery. Let's see if we can cause a fire. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Be right back. All right. Sorry for that. Let's see. Got those. We need 2 more servos. We're going to need 2 more servos. On this one, I want to do a little different than I did the other one. So on this one, I'm going to do. On the other one, I'll show you here in a minute. I did a Y connection to the servos because I'm not going to use flaperons. This one, I'm going to use flaperons. Well, let's see if we can get at least things working tonight, right? So we'll power the radio on. Some stuff out of the way here. There's a radio bitching at me. Okay, so well, probably I'm just going to leave it on the same. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and create a whole nother model because can we copy a model? Let's see. I think we can. Let's see if we can copy a model. I think I know where that is. It's going to be a TX set model. And model copy. There you go, right there. So we can copy that model, that 3D black, which is the same one we had on the other one. Right? So we're going to copy. We want to copy that 3D black, and we want to copy to the new one, which we'll call. I don't know what we're going to call it. Can we? Well, let's copy it to model. Let's copy it to model 3, which we don't have on there. Let's copy it to model 3, and we'll call it the yellow, right? So we'll copy that one over. We'll copy, say okay. And then we should, if we go back to model select, model 3 should be selected. We'll select that and we'll rename it, right? So which should be, we got to delete the name in there. But it should have the same attributes and everything set up in the same way, except for binding this particular receiver, right? So it should have the same attributes that we set up before, except that I need to set up flaperons on this one. So let's change the name on this. Go all the way. We got to delete the model 3 and call it. We'll call it 3D yellow. Come on, man. Delete, delete, delete. We'll go back up here and call it 3D. It really should be called 3D model B yellow, but I'm not going to put all that in there. We'll just call it 3D model. Let's go with 3MOD yellow. That's what I know. So that's good enough. All right, let's save that model. Save that. Okay, so now we can select it. Make sure we're on it. right there. Okay, we're on that one. And we'll change the model. I don't mind the picture. Let's fix wing. And when we get out of that. Okay. And the only other thing we need to do is bind it, right? So we need to bind that deal. So let's go ahead and bind that. So move back out. There. We have to go into general. Yeah. Go in general. Go down to, where is it? I forget. It's in model set. No, it's in RX set, right? Yeah, it's in RX set. There you go. RX set. Okay, so make sure our hands are out of the way. We're going to plug the sucker in. Oh, we've got to get our little plug thingy, which I forget I have someplace. I need to get a couple little gender changers. Where the hell is that gender changer for the plug? So this one has a DIN connector. This one has the pin connector. So I have to get the gender changer. Well, what the hell did I do with it? That's the question. All these little accoutrements that if you can't find them, or you can't do what you need to do. What did you do with the gender changer? Boo. I need to buy at least 2 or 3 of those things because I need at least 2 or 3 of those because I've already experienced that I don't have enough of those. So I need to buy some gender changers. And I can't remember what the hell I did with this, which means I can't do anything until I find it. It's awesome. I only have one. So, yeah, think about what I did with it. It's over here someplace in all my other junk. I just gotta find the damn thing. Oh, could be on. You know what? It's probably is in this battery pack right here, someplace. Probably in here somewhere. And I just don't remember where oh, there it is right there. Told you. I need to buy, so that right there, I need to buy just gender changer. So it's DIN connector on one side, pin connector on the other. I need to buy at least, I don't know, well, for every battery. Unless I change the connectors. All right? On every battery. Which, whatever. I don't feel like doing that much soldering. All right, let's go back to, we're on the right one. Throttle's all the way down. Switch is in the right spot. Let's go ahead and power the sucker up. All right, we got to program the ESC. So we got to program this ESC, I think. I've had this problem before. Let's put this, I don't like these ESCs. Are we on the right? Oh, we got to bind. We haven't bound yet. Duh. God, you're dumb, Mike. Okay, so let's go back to what we're going to do, right? So we got to go back. We haven't bound. It's like, why is it not working? Please. All right, RX set. Bind features. And we're going to get ready to go. So let's plug it in. Press till it flashes. All right. And then press the start bind button. It should bind. And the motor shuts up. Isn't that amazing? And if everything's working correctly, and yeah, it's not quite set right yet. Those servers are working right, but we haven't quite set the ESC up yet. So what we're going to do is, yeah, the ESC is not set up yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and disconnect this. We'll go ahead and turn the radio off, make sure it saves. I don't like these ESCs. I've got 2 of them, and I'm not too wild about them at all. We'll see if we can get them. They came with a motor, but they're really being facetious. I may have to order 2. I don't know. I don't like these ESCs. I had problems with, and then when I ordered one for the other one, plugged it in, synced up perfectly, didn't have any kind of fucking problem, whatever. But these, I'm having a problem with for whatever reason. No fail-safe. Okay, we're not going to do a fail-safe. Just exit out of that. Okay, let's try this. We're going to do full throttle on that. Where are we on the trim? Okay, let's find midpoint. Okay, so there's midpoint right there. So let's do throttle up, plug it in, see if it'll capture. Well, that's what we wanted. Let's go down. We got a problem. Yeah, let's try that again. All right, so let's try to see if it'll capture that low point. Didn't like that either. Okay. I do not like these ESCs, and that ESC is already getting hot and haven't even done anything to it yet. So, let's try this. Come down a little bit. I actually think, let's go up a little bit. We'll go full throttle. Okay, first things first is let's look at, do we need to reverse this possibly on channel 3? Why is that thing getting hot? Unplug. Unplug. That does not smell good. Oh man. I do not like these ESCs. Well, that's the first problem. There's the first problem right there, Mike. Let's try that again. Let's try and reset this again. That's working. That's working perfectly. But once again, ESC. Let's see what channel I'm on with the throttle here. And here I am, I just copied the other one that's working perfectly and it's not working. So if we here and do monitor. Okay, I gotta fix some stuff on this. I can see right now we got a problem with that. So we're on the correct channel here with 3, but just like I had to do with the other one, it's designed to it's split, right? So I have to go in there and adjust the endpoints and all that stuff. So I'm not going to even mess with it tonight, really. I have to go in there and completely program the entire thing to where the endpoints are completely different, because I don't know if you can see that it's split in the middle with 3, and it needs to be from the back to the front, or from the bottom to the top instead of split in the middle. So it's almost like right now if I program it, it doesn't even know where the bottom point is or the top point. So I had to do that. I had to do this with the other ones. I forgot how I did that. But anyway. Crap. But let's just get rid of the motor for now. Don't really need that. Get the rest of it going. That over there. Stop that out of the freaking way. And at least we can get, since we're, the main thing tonight was to get everything centered up. So let's put this back in here. We can get everything centered up, and we can put the horns on there for the elevator and the rudder. All right, so everything's centered up here. Rudder is centered up, elevator centered up. And now we can basically turn everything off, unplug everything, and then put the horns on there. Let's at least get something accomplished tonight, right? Since we didn't get the ESC and all that. I'm going to order another ESC. I'm not happy about those ESCs at all. Like any of those ESCs. I'm just going to order some new ones. So let's go ahead and get... let's get the horns put on. Hoping to go fishing tomorrow. Hopefully. Oh, totally missed that one, Mike. Gotta hit the hole. Hit the hole. There's one. Something around. And horn number 2. Chinese. I want a Chinese ESC, man. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go for now. Pissed off at you. I know I'm gonna need you in a minute, but right now you're making me mad. Pissed off at you. All right, let's get the horn on the other side. All right. Finish this up for the night. This will be enough. We have to get geared up to go fishing. I need some catfish in this damn house. Seriously. And I'll do a quick video on the other one that's ready to fly here in just a second. I'm looking forward to flying. I'm looking forward to crashing it. Not crashing it. You're pessimistic. Are we straight on that? Straight as we can get. Come on, we can come over another 10 degrees on that, I think. Can't we? Shit. It's alright. Put those on there and we'll center them up again, and then we can tighten down the set screws on servos, and that makes it way easier. Alright, so, even though we don't have the motor, let's go ahead and get this one plugged in, and we can at least get the elevator and the rudder going. Alright, so we need our battery. We need our receiver. Turn it back on. And yeah, no fail safe needed. All right. Okay, we need to adjust that first thing. Let's adjust this one. Gotta move that horn over and get it parallel. See how this one's straight? That one needs to be turned a little bit. So we're going to pull it off of the servo, turn it. Hopefully turn it. Let's get it straight. And push it on the horn, on down on the servo. So they're parallel, they're 90 degrees to the actual actuator. Put this back on there. And before we do that, let's get this wire through that horn. Because otherwise, all this is in knot. Alright. There we go. Alright. Tighten that down. Tighten the horn down on the servo. And then tighten, once everything is centered, you gotta tighten down the wires, or the actual control horns now. And you actually get movement. Let's just make sure before we do that, since everything is centered here, let's make sure we've got everything centered here. Make sure all those are centered up. Sure all those are centered, and then tighten these down. I'm actually going to hold that as I tighten it down because it's moving as I tighten it. So, all right, there's one. Tighten it hard. Make sure it's flat there. Tighten that one down. Cool. Guess what? We should have active rudder and active elevator at this point. Let's try. Uh-oh. We got a problem. We got a problem. Oh, what's our problem? Is our servo is not completely glued down. Okay. Well, it's moving around. See the servo moving around? It's totally flexing the servo. So, let's do this. Glue the bottom of the servo down to the fuselage. Let's lift that servo up a little bit. Put some glue down there. We get some glue that works. Oh, that's not good. Screw that down there, hit it with a little zip kicker. And that servo won't move anymore. And since that was doing it, we might as well turn around and do the other one. Right? So let's turn around, glue the bottom of that servo down. It's sitting more on the ground or on the floor of the plane. We'll just put a little bit on there and hit it with a little bit as whoop. Okay, so we'll have that problem anymore. So now the servo, hopefully, servos won't flex. So let's see what we got. Elevator. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Rudder. Oh yeah. Gonna have good rudder control. Right? Elevator. Gonna have to adjust the throws on that. It's actually a little flexing still on that. I can fix that. Do a little bit more fixing on that real quick. like when my servos, what controls everything, if they flex, we got a problem. So. It's still flexing a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. It is having a problem with an angle someplace. Because that servo's under duress. Maybe I'll just take the slack out of it. And tighten it back down. It's got a bad angle. I could probably fix that too. I think it's just a matter of bending that wire around a little bit. Yeah, I think there's some tension on it. And I can see where the tension's coming from. That's fine. We just need to move that horn farther in, I think. It's rubbing against the side of the fuselage, which is the reason why it's taking forever for that control movement to happen. It's like, I push it up and it's like, right? Okay, that's something we can fix tomorrow. But we got that going tonight. I'm just going to call that a success. And we'll kill the stream. But before we do that, before we kill the stream, before we kill the stream, alright, this one's almost ready to fly. Like, there's not a whole lot left to do. I'm just waiting. What I'm really waiting for is the bolts that go to the top of the wing. It's got 2 bolts that go through. And I thought I had the long enough ones, but I don't have the long enough ones. So the way this works is, just for tonight, the way this works is, if I can find my Y. Where's my Y at? Oh, did you lose it? What did you do with it? Okay, right here. So, at the field, let's plug these 2 in for the ailerons. Okay, I would just plug those 2 at the field, and then I would stick the wing on. Wires down in there. Okay, and I would bolt the 2, and then I pull this up. Then I put the battery in there, which we're going to do. Stick the battery in there. And normally I have a place that I would Velcro down. I probably already have the battery in there, quite honestly, so I'm just going to stick it in there at this side. I probably already have that in there. The Velcro. I'll stick that in there for now. And yeah. And so, get that thing off, my little thingy thing. And what we do, before I plug that in, make sure that we're on the right model. Which we changed the other model, so we got to go back to the other model now. Make sure we're on the right model, because the thing will go out of control on you, and that's a bad thing. So we got to get a model set. No. We got a TX set. Model. Model select. And then go to the one we created for that, right? Which is that one right there. And go back out. And we can plug in. So let's plug in. Let's get some tones. Get our fingers out of the way. cover on. And we should be active, right? We got ailerons, got elevator in the back. A rudder. And do we have power? Hell yeah, we got power. We need some chocks. Need some chocks. There's one chock right there. Some chocks. I think they'll go flying all over the place. Alright. Get my finger out of it too. Alright, quick power run up. Something's working here. Alright, power run up. Jump. Good shots, man. Good shots right there. Some good power. Okay, some good power. That's some good power right there. I'm not gonna say if I didn't have the chocks on it, gone. It's gone. Just saying. So, all right, cool. Well, that was a fun stream tonight. I'm looking forward to going flying these suckers. They worked out pretty well. The design, well, the design's created by somebody, but you got to redesign it to create it your own way, make it your own, right? So it's just like, I've never been my own aeronautical engineer, but guess what? I am now. 3D print your own plane, and then figure out how to make it fly. I don't know if it'll fly yet, but we're gonna find out, right? So, cool. I don't know if I'll do it this weekend. We gotta wait for the bolts to come in for the top of the wing and all that stuff, and I want to get the other one going. I want to have two to crash. But anyway, we're gonna say arrivederci, ciao, and we'll see you next time on the iAdventure channel. Pretty cool. Sweet. And the other one will have flaperons. This one's not gonna have flaperons. Nah. Be cool to fly though.